Fit Factor. And the reason I'm making this is because this is going to probably take a little bit of time. And the third video, basically, if you'll go back and review it, it's basically just talking about hydration. Very important. You know, I apologize for cutting that one a little bit short, but I didn't want the last video to be, you know, super long. So, and I want this one to make sense. So anyway, my story, you know, I started out in 1996, you know, over 300 pounds, young man, very, very insecure, did not want to join a gym, just needed to get in shape, wanted to get in shape for martial arts, but you know, finally joined a gym. Long story short, first year I trained, lost over 100, well over 100 pounds, and became obsessed with training, obsessed with knowledge, and would read anything I could get my hands on because Google and things wasn't that as available. So I did everything I could to learn every trick in the book, everything I could possibly learn. And what I've learned 20 years later is more than I've learned anything from a nutritional standpoint, from a training standpoint, is I understand from training people, from training athletes, from training myself who has struggled, who has gotten in and out of shape more times than I care to admit. I understand intensity and understand discipline and understand if you want this result, what it's going to take to go from where you are to where you want to be. So coming into your this camp, this boot camp, or whatever program you're going to do, you need to understand what you're willing to do, guys. Don't be willing to give 20% and expect 120% results, guys, because that's not how this works. You're going to have to be an adult about this, and you're going to have to look at your life. If you're busy, if you've got kids, and you know you don't have all the time in the world to prep your meals, or you're constantly on the go, or you have a a job that doesn't allow you to focus as much as you want to. That's okay, but you got to look at this and schedule your results and how much time you're willing to put in before you're willing to ever get discouraged. Okay, so let's get right to it. I have three phases: is the green, the yellow, and the red, like a stoplight. So the green is, man, I don't care about anything, but I'm going to get these results. I'm going to get these results as quick and as healthy as I possibly can. And I'm not going to let anything get in the way. I don't care what food tastes like. I dig up, a tree stump and eat it if it got me, in the shape I want to be in. That's the green. Okay. So I do everything, generally starting out at like a 6 months. Okay. You're going to give yourself 6 months from where you are to being in the best shape you've ever been in, period. The approach is 100 and 200% discipline on this one. Okay. So you're looking at, I made these notes to myself. All your food needs to be as close to the most natural state possible. Okay. Your fruits and vegetables, nothing processed, zero out of a package, only water, no diet drinks, no energy drinks, no nothing. Okay. Straight up food as close to natural as you can possibly make it. When you grill your chicken and you cook your fish and stuff like that, you're not, loading it down with barbecue sauce, no condiments, no nothing. Sucks. It's hard to do. But if you want those green light results, that's what it's going to take. Some basics, training at least 5 days a week. Okay. Keeping a journal of everything, no guessing on the green light. You've got everything. For 6 months what you put in your mouth. Every drop of sweat you put in the gym. It's all calculated. It's all in your journal. I did this. I've done this every time I wanted to really kick it back into gear. And that's what it takes. But you get your results, as quick as you can in a healthy way. This isn't like on a low calorie diet or anything like that. It's everything within the calorie ranges you need to be in, the training ranges you need to be in, and also giving yourself, rest days, that type of thing. Don't get the green level confused with overtraining and being obsessed and being, a gym rat. It's not. It's just you are not screwing up at all. You are just dialed in like, you're going to pose on the front of a fitness magazine in 6 months. Here's what you're going to do. Okay. So when your life doesn't allow that, or you just don't want that, okay, I go to the yellow level, which I always say add 25% more time. So now we went from 6 months to 9 months. And what the yellow is where most people are, okay? You're willing to do, whatever it takes to get the results you want, but you've also got to be realistic too, because you are a normal person and we don't just live at home waiting to eat and waiting to go to the gym. Okay, so on the yellow, we're saying it's going to take us 9 months to get to the results we would have got in 6 months, but we're just doing it at a little bit slower, a little bit more realistic. This is whenever your food's not in the most natural state, and maybe you started adding in, some shakes, some protein bars, just some things that are on the go that might be a little bit more convenient, which is okay. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get you the results that you want, and from my experience and from the hundreds of people I've trained in the last 20 years. Okay, and now you've cut your training back to like 3 to 5 days a week, which is more realistic, more normal. Okay, and you've kept a journal, but you've probably kind of slipped up on it. Still important in the yellow to keep a journal. You want to keep a journal, period. I don't care what you're doing, even if your diet's not good. At least you need to know what's going on, because when something's really working, you won't have to guess. You can go back and review and look at it as a reference, and anybody that's ever gotten amazing results with me has always journaled. It doesn't take that long, guys. Don't act like it's not convenient. It's not that tough. You don't have to write down, every ingredient in the food that you're eating. Just write down, had a chicken salad, glass of water, move on. Not every ingredient and the dressing and everything else. Just just give yourself a fair guideline to go off of. And so more or less at this point in the yellow, you've just had to add in some convenience things like, protein bars, protein shakes. Maybe you've got a cheat meal in once a week. You're missing a day or two here at the gym, and your journal's just not all there. But overall, you're pulling a B average. You're not an A+, but you're a good, strong B. B plus, okay? Some weeks you might still be like a green, and then some weeks you might be barely getting that B average, but you're coasting in there. You're an AB honor roll student on the yellow. So that's where most of us fall in. That's where I fall in. So, and then you got the red. The red is where we want to try to avoid, but the red is better than not doing anything, okay? The red, I think, is people that work out, 2 days a week. Their diet is mainly running through fast food, but still trying to make better choices, getting grilled chicken sandwiches and trying to hold mayo, or every day's your 2 of your meals a day are protein bars, you don't find prepping meals as important as it is, and you lean towards bars and things like that. Don't get me wrong, the red is still massive, it's major good compared to nothing and where you started. So even if you spend a week in the red, your goal is to try to get to the yellow and yellow and green, that range. So, and understanding the red, what might have got you the results you wanted in 6 months in the green is going to take a year or more in the red, depending on your age, your hormones, your genetics, your metabolic rate. The red, living in a red state nutritionally as you get older, I can tell you from experience, is going to take way longer, okay? Even if you're in a red, sometimes you just need to, if you have a journal, you can go down and look and say, am I in the red or, am I yellow? Red is, I'm only working out twice a week. My diet's, and I never journal. I need a journal. I don't drink enough water. You're in the red. You're still in the fight. You're still in here. But you need to get back to the yellow, which is I'm working 3 to 4 days a week. I've only got bars and shakes in whenever I have to do it, or it's just, on the go, and it's better than missing a meal. I'm getting my water in, my journals. I'm keeping my journal in check. I miss a day here and there. I might have a cheat meal once a week. But overall, I'm an AB student. I'm in the yellow. Green is you're a freak. Nothing's in your way. Everything's perfect. Boom, boom, boom. But just understand that it's going to take, every time you change that light, and this is just something I came up with, but every time you change that light from a green is go. There's nothing in the way. Boom, you're flying. As soon as you drop into that yellow, everything slows down 25%. That means it's going to take 25% longer to get the results that you would have gotten the green. Then when you drop down to the red, now it's 50% from the green. So everything just kind of slows down to red is stop. Okay, so the goal is to stay at the yellow to the green, somewhere right around there. So go back and review this, guys. I hope all this makes sense. I'm going to be listing a lot of lists of things as far as protein sources, carbohydrate sources. I'm going to constantly be adding videos on this the Fit Factory Challengers page. Check it every day, guys, and post questions. This is going to be our community to come together and make sure we're all standing.